All right, the Fiesta Bowl is set. You got Michigan and TCU set to get it going. I'm excited for this game. This is going to be a phenomenal matchup. You kind of got the new kids on the block and TCU year one under Sonny Dykes, and then you got Michigan coming back for unfinished business. I'm so excited for this game. I want to break down some of the key battles. I say it all the time. Football is about the battles within the game, the matchups within the matchup, if you will. So I'm going to break it down for you. I got 3 of them that I think will help us get a better feel for the outcome of this game and some of the key battles that I'm going to watch throughout the entire bout. Without further ado, first one I'm watching happens on the perimeter. Michigan, a team that likes to play in the trenches. We'll get to that in a second. But Will Johnston has been an absolute stud for them to this point in the year. Playing his best football, it feels like right now. Had a huge game in the Big Ten title game, 2 interceptions. He's right around 6'3". Will Johnston versus Quentin Johnston of TCU, their big body wide receiver. The reason why I'm so curious to watch how this one goes down is because with Quentin Johnston, TCU's pass game, so much of it has gone through him. And to be real, a lot of what TCU's been able to do offensively through the year has been just taking advantage of the mismatch that he creates. He's got size, he's got speed, and also he's not just a straight line guy. Like a lot of times you get these big bodies and they can move a little bit and they just go straight. He's really shifty. Like you can throw him a bubble screen and he can make something happen. You can throw him a dig route and he's able to get out of his break really quickly. So how do you try and combat that? Well, you got to stop size with size. And Will Johnston has a lot of size, right around 6'3". So when that ball's in the air, when they get down inside the 15-yard line and they throw a jump ball to Quentin Johnston, typically for TCU, that's candy from a baby. For Michigan, if they can take that away, force somebody else in the TCU pass game to step up. And I think Will Johnston will be the most crucial part for Michigan as they move forward for their college football playoff run because of matchups like this with big body freak shows like Quentin Johnston. Okay, so that matchup will be a whole lot of fun to watch. 2 guys that I believe will be playing on Sundays here very, very soon. Will Johnston, only a freshman, but again, playing like an upperclassman right now, bringing his best ball to the table. How he performs against Quentin Johnston will be crucial for the tempo of this game. Because if you can't get Quentin Johnston, if you're TCU, you got to go to Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller's a dog, but again, you become a little bit more one-dimensional, and Michigan likes their chances in the run game, giving up right around 3 yards a carry, one of the best rushing defense teams in the country. So watch that one. Really quick, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we got content coming for you every single day. We want you locked in with us. The playoffs are here, yes. How about the portal? You hear that? Turning up the volume on the portal lately, and you want to make sure you're locked in with us here. Recruiting, it's getting real. All that in a bag of chips. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, follow me on the socials, at JD Patel on Twitter and Instagram. A lot of interaction to be had there that we can incorporate then to this party. All right? Next matchup. D. Winters, linebacker for TCU, against J.J. McCarthy, the young Jedi for Michigan, was voluntarily, by Jim Harbaugh, named the starter after they had their starter in Cade McNamara available. Said, nope, J.J. McCarthy gives us the best chance to be more multiple as an offense, and it's paid dividends to this point in the year. Playing some of his best ball lately, it feels like, with the explosive plays starting to dial up. The reason why I'm watching this matchup, D. Winters is the sack leader for TCU's defense. Okay? So, with what he can do, you could potentially talk yourself into a game of how this would play out, of TCU dials up the pressure on J.J. McCarthy, D. Winters likely being a huge part of that, and then maybe you force him into making some mistakes. That would be the kind of game TCU would like to play. Now, J.J. McCarthy, I would imagine, with his mobility, will have a fair amount of situations, whether it's outside of the pocket, whether it's designed quarterback runs, where he will have to evade D. Winters. And so that kind of cat and mouse game of D. Winters trying to sack J.J. McCarthy or get a tackle for a loss, whatever it is, a lot of that shot clock in his head, I think, will be dictated by D. Winters. And J.J. McCarthy's success in getting the ball out quickly or evading him in space, whatever that looks like, this back and forth between the two of those, I think will tell us a lot of the story with how quickly Michigan can get that offensive approach going. Because they want to run the football. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's who they want to be. But we've seen Michigan be dangerous, and we've seen J.J. McCarthy be kind of that key ingredient, the straw that stirs the drink for the Michigan offense, allowing them to take deep shots. You can only take deep shots if you can get the ball away. So J.J. McCarthy being able to navigate that pressure that D. Winters is likely applying will be crucial to the outcome of this game. So keep an eye on that one. The final one that I'm watching, sticking in the quarterback vein, how about Max Duggan? Max Duggan versus Jesse Minter, Michigan's defensive coordinator, I think will be a really fascinating one to watch. Because when you watch Max Duggan, he's an absolute warrior, right? Does so much for this team. I tweeted it out. I've never met Max Duggan, but after watching his post-game press conference yesterday in the Big 12 title, I would go to war with that guy. Like, he's an absolute heart of a lion. And, I mean, he's a dog. No other way to say it. Jesse Minter, as the defensive coordinator for Michigan, though, will have his work cut out for him. And the interesting thing about Max Duggan, if you take away his first read, we've seen this a couple times, take away his first read on the pass play, he tends to scramble a little bit more, tends to drift out of the pocket, tends to keep his eyes, as opposed to keep him downfield, maybe looks for a lane to run because he's a great athlete. It's good. He should look to run. But if you can take away that first read and allow the cavalry to get there, well, that would be a game Michigan likes to play. So for Jesse Minter, can you take away that first read? And then when he goes into athlete mode, can you get home? Guys like Junior Colson. You would hope Mike Morris gets healthy for this game. Like, being able to take away the pass and then get to him as a runner, I think will be crucial for Michigan. Because we saw yesterday with Max Duggan, Kansas State at times did a good job taking away the pass game, but when he tucked it to run, that was just the start of their problems. And so when you take away his first read, that's great, but that's just kind of the start of having to defend Max Duggan. So for Jesse Minter, having enough built in during the week, especially in that second level, whether it's a double spy, whether it's a safety playing more in the box to take away some of the intermediate stuff, like being able to account for his legs and also stopping the pass is going to be a really interesting matchup. And I do think it starts schematically. I don't think you do it with just one guy. And the Michigan defense has been clear about that. That's not who they are. They play by committee. They've got a lot of ballers on this side of the ball for them, but it's very much so a no-star kind of defense. Would expect Mike Barrett to have a big impact on this, quite frankly, with how versatile he's been in the pass game and stopping the run. Like, watch him as well and how Jesse Minter uses him in this kind of game. But the Fiesta Bowl, going to be an absolute blast, man. I cannot wait. So to recap it for you, the battles that I'm watching, Will Johnson, the young buck on the outside against Quentin Johnston. Absolute freak show wide receiver for TCU. Watch that one. D. Winters. And really the whole TCU rush trying to get after J.J. McCarthy and make the young Jedi uncomfortable. Can they get to him? Can they speed up that shot clock and try and dial back the explosive plays? If they can, advantage TCU. If not, J.J. McCarthy, like he has these past 2 weeks, could make you pay. Kid special. Lastly, Jesse Minter. Can you take away Max Duggan's first read in the pass game and then be able to stop his legs? He's a blue-collar quarterback, one of the best in the country, deserves all the Heisman buzz that he's getting, but that will be enormous to the outcome of this game and TCU's ability to then move the football downfield, taking away the legs, taking away the first read. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be an absolute blast to watch. Keep an eye on those matchups, though. Keep an eye on those battles, the game within the game. Jack Terry lifting heavy. I say it every single time. It is your show. For the people, by the people, college football content every single day. Everything that you know and that you love about this sport. We do it here on a daily basis. So make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're subscribed. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.